What is going on, everyone? Welcome to G-Ball Vision. I got an exciting one for you today. We have a new knife to check out, and this is coming in from Kizer. While we're getting into this thing, let us know down in the comments what your EDC is for today. I love seeing what you have for your carry. Now, Kizer has been on a rampage for quite a while, and they certainly have brought that into 2025 already. They released a whole new line for their higher end knives called the X series. We saw the first knife out of that series, and now we have a premium mini Momo, and there are a couple different variations of the new mini Momo in its premium form. But I have to say, this is one of the best looking ones that they just released here for February, in my opinion. We have a polished DLC S35VN drop point blade. We're looking at titanium handles with an 80s camo carbon fiber overlay, and it is a nice chunk of camo carbon fiber on both sides. The way that it moves in the light, it's just some outstanding stuff. And remember, this is the mini Momo, so we're not going to be dealing with the size of the original. This is going to be much more manageable for most people. We are still looking at a front flipper for deployment, and as I've said in the past, this is one of the best knives, design-wise, if you're looking to get into front flipping or you like front flippers. The Kizer Momo series is an excellent example of a good front flipper. Really well done tab and jimping. Combine that with a really solid detent, and you have yourself a recipe for success when it comes to a front flipper. You'll be able to do all the fun front flipper things your little heart desires, and it is going to be pretty satisfying, I would say. Now, we have checked out a mini Momo before, but that's not going to stop us from remembering what we are looking at here. So we have 7¼ for our total knife length. We're looking at 3 inches of cutting edge and 3 1/8 of total blade. We'll put up a couple of comparisons. We got the Kizer Drop Bear up here and the full-size Benchmade Bug Out. And this is going to be right in line with both of those, a very, very standard size. We'll have a look-see here at what this looks like in the pocket. Good retention over that initial ramp. We'll have a little bit poking out there, and that's the way it's been with all the Momos, except... no, there might be one of the budget Momos might have had a deep carry clip, actually, but this is the clip we saw on the standard one, just a shorter version, and that'll give you something nice to grab a hold of. It's going to look clean, and it's going to look nice in the pocket. You can see a little bit of that carbon fiber poking out there. Got something to grab a hold of, and yeah, that retention is definitely on point. Thicker seam pants, might have some trouble getting this in and out of those, but I don't think too many tradesmen are probably going to be going for this knife, and if they are just plain old having fun. This is more of a EDC and folding kitchen knife, if you will. Let's go ahead and we'll get a weight on this. And we'll have our scale out here and see what we're looking at. Boy, for some reason, I feel like I'm off today. 3.7. Yeah, see, I'm off, guys. Man, I had like 6 in a row where I was 0.1 off or less. Like 6 in a row. It happens. Still close. Got it in with like 0.5. So we're coming in at 3.1, and we're looking at 86 grams for everyone else. We'll go ahead and have a couple of measurements done here on the handle and blade. We'll check our handle thickness here first, and we're looking at a very skinny 0.45. We'll check our blade stock, thickest part here, and a standard 1/16. And then we'll check our behind the edge thickness here. And we are looking at 19 thousandths, a very standard behind the edge thickness, but that doesn't tell us everything. Let's check this and check the sharpness out of the box. We have our standard telephone book paper here. Let's see what kind of edge we're dealing with. S35 is a great steel, in my opinion. As far as a well-rounded user steel, S35VN is not to be messed with. One of my favorite steels, and this thing has a nice sharp edge on it. And you have just a very casual belly up to that tip. It's kind of an acute belly, I should say, not a casual belly, but it starts right from the sharpening choil area, and then it just gradually goes up, and that's going to be great for piercing and slicing type tasks. Let's go ahead and we'll check centering, which we did at the beginning, but I don't think I said anything. It is nicely centered up. We do not have any detent lash in there, which is very good. It's got a nice detent. You can kind of see the little pop. Very good. Look at that. For a liner lock, that's pretty damn good. Pivot lash, nope, there isn't any. We'll do a soft open there, and very early lockup. We have a coated blade, obviously, and we also have a coated frame. And yeah, we're looking at like 20%. Now, they do have, however, it looks like a... No! They sanded that down. They sanded that lock face down. Very good. Let's see how this thing holds up. That is something I have been saying for a year now, at least. When you have coated blades and coated liners, you want to make sure that the tang, which is the butt end of the blade down here, where it meets up with the lock, and the top of the lock face, where they meet up, you don't want anything there. You don't want coatings, you don't want oil, you don't want debris. It is nothing but trouble for that lock and that blade. And it can give you kind of a false positive. The lock could fail, but it's most likely going to be due to these slippery coatings. So let's see how this thing fares up against the whacker here. Couple of lighter hits out towards the tip to start. Very good. And check it. Medium taps in the middle. Very good. And some harder ones up towards the handle there. And a couple of extra for good measure. Now, I'm sure it's going to be asked, so we're actually going to check it in this video. So I'm not sure what like the best media would be, but this is a self-tapping screw here for metal. So this should do the trick. This is just what I had close by without really rooting. I guess this one's for the boys here, right here. Damn, it just kind of slides on it. And I'm pushing in on that thing. Ooh, there's a line. See that line? And it just wipes right off. Damn, that's crazy. Let me see if I got something else here. Maybe like a pry bar end. And that's crazy. Let me see here. I don't want to pick on the frack. I love this knife. And this is just a base PVD coating here, and they're not to be messed with either. But with a PVD coating, you can certainly see those marks, and those marks are not going to go away. Yeah, those marks are going to stay in there. Now, PVD coating, there's layers and levels to these PVD coatings. It's not as simple as just saying, oh, that's PVD coated. There's different levels to PVD coatings, and you can have a very high quality PVD coating. There's lots of companies that use them, and there's lots of companies that use garbage PVD. But one thing is for certain, anything that's been said to be DLC, whether it's Kizer, Concept, whoever, I have checked all of them, just like you saw here. Usually I take a nail, like a 16-penny nail, scrape the hell out of it, and it pretty much just glides off the DLC. The DLC is ultra tough, and it's a very slick material. So that is great with S35 backing it up. It's really going to make this thing just be an all-around performer here. You'll have to let me know, what do you guys think of the Mini Momo here, and what do you think of these companies doing DLC, but not only DLC, but they're putting mirror polish finish on these DLC blades. I think it is absolutely awesome. And Kizer, knowing them, they keep the price down pretty fair. I'm not sure exactly on this particular model. I know I think there's like 3 or 4 different premium Mini Momos, and they range between like 175 and 225, I want to say. Now, this one I think is right at 200, and that's not too bad at all for a polished DLC S35 titanium on titanium, along with 80s camo carbon. That's pretty damn fair in my opinion. You guys will have to let me know. Is that fair in your book? And what do you think of these DLC coatings? I'd love to hear your guys' input. Don't forget to smash that thumbs up button for me. I always appreciate that. If you're new to the channel here and you enjoy this type of content, you're in the right place. Make sure you subscribe because I release daily videos just like this. I'll put up a couple of new ones on your screen. YouTube is recommending you go check out that one right there. Have yourself an awesome day. Thank you all again for watching. I will catch you on the next one.